This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Fraser and this is your Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And as we all expected, Canada's off to the final of the Four Nations face-off. But it wasn't as easy as we thought it would be. Canada needed a regulation win today against Finland to guarantee their spot, and they delivered a clutch victory down in Boston. John Cooper tinkered with the lines and might have unlocked the official Canadian offense, as they have played their best offensive game of the entire tournament. Braden Point and Mark Stone joined Connor McDavid on the top line, and that paid immediate dividends, as that line scored twice in the opening frame. Now, unfortunately for Sweden and Finland, their hopes of making the final are officially done. But I think the hockey world got what they wanted, because Canada's win sets up a highly anticipated rematch against the Americans. And if you missed their round-robin game on Saturday, expect an electric atmosphere. We love a Canada versus US rivalry. We've got to see it with the women in the rivalry series these many years, and now the men are back. It's just so tasty. Regardless of the result Thursday, just reaching the final extends an impressive stretch of dominance by Canada in NHL international tournaments. They've managed to final in all 9 NHL-sanctioned events. That includes the Four Nations Face-Off, World Cup of Hockey, and Canada Cup, where they went on to win gold 6 times. The last team to beat them in a final, the Americans in the 1996 World Cup of Hockey. Meanwhile, the US still has a game to play. They take on Sweden tonight, but with a spot in the final already locked up, the Americans will not be rolling out their A team for this one. Chris Kreider and Jake Sanderson will make their Four Nations debut, as Matthew Tkachuk and Charlie McAvoy sit out. And Jake Oettinger will get the start in net in place of Connor Hellebuck. And even with all those changes, USA is still the favorite against the Swedes on FanDuel. And just one more note on the booing. We heard boos from the Americans today, okay? Don't even. We're allowed. It was a busy weekend in the association as All-Star Weekend got underway in San Francisco. All-Star Saturday night got started with a skills challenge, which was won by Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley of the Cavaliers. But that wasn't the headline of that event. Instead, all eyes were on Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama, who intentionally missed their shots to save time and were later disqualified from the event. Let this be a lesson to all of you. Sometimes you can't cut corners. Next, we have the three-point competition where Tyler Hero won it all. The Miami Heat now have 5 different players that have won this competition, and that's the most in NBA history. Saturday night then ended with a bang with another great dunk contest, as 2-time reigning champion Mac McClung put on a performance for the ages.
Gotta catch it first. Oh my gosh! Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Mac.
McClung received 50s on all 4 of his dunks for the night, and became the first ever three-peat winner of the contest. And McClung has done this with very little NBA action under his belt. While he's played for a number of years in the G League, Mac has only suited up for 5 NBA games, and only recorded 2 dunks in those games. So he's won the contest more times than he's actually dunked. His winnings from the 3 dunk contests also nearly tripled what he made in NBA contracts. Which, listen, if you're gonna get paid via dunks, no? On Sunday we got to the main event, which looked a little different this year. Instead of just one All-Star game, the NBA held a 4-team mini tournament with games played to 40 points. Shaq's OGs ended up winning it all, with Steph Curry taking home his second All-Star MVP. But the new-look All-Star game had some mixed reviews, especially from former All-Star Draymond Green.
You work all year to be an all-star, and you get to play up to 40, and then you're done. This is so unfair to Victor Wembanyama, who just took this game really seriously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who just took this game really seriously. When you talk about chasing after the points records, Melo and Kobe and all these guys who've had great scoring nights, they don't get the opportunity to do that with this game. Also, we can watch some rising stars. We're about to watch the Olympic team. Now we get the treat of watching the Olympic team play against a U19 team. Come on, what are we doing?
I mean, listen, everyone's got an opinion, and I feel like we can respect this one to a point, no? But also it's like, yeah, maybe the young kids have this opportunity to play with these all-stars, these legends. Why not give it to them? It's just the All-Star Weekend, right? We're here to have fun. TSN continues to celebrate Black History Month. All throughout February, we will honor and recognize athletes who continue to break barriers, who fight for equality both inside and outside of sports. Here's Jermaine Franklin on Mark Fraser.
Mark Fraser was drafted by the New Jersey Devils in 2005, and a couple of years later, he played his first NHL game in his hometown of Ottawa.
I had the chance to continue, make a career out of it, play for some great organizations. First jersey I wore was the New Jersey Devils. and then putting on the Leafs jersey as a kid from Ottawa, like that's, even the Oilers, you know, and the history that exists obviously with that organization. Each one I was very privileged to have the opportunity to do, and, you know, nothing short of a dream come true.
Fraser has given the Leafs everything they possibly could have hoped for. The league leader in plus minus. He's been simple in his own zone, and he's a tough customer, as you see here.
Fraser was a solid, no-nonsense defenseman in the league for 7 seasons, of which there were plenty of good moments.
I had a chance to, for a large part of the year, lead the league in plus minus, and certainly led the league in most defensemen in penalty minutes and fighting majors, block shots, plus minus, hits, and you're kind of thinking like, me, you know, like that's me, the top 2-3 names of the league for all those categories.
But being a pro athlete is stressful at the best of times, and being one of just a few black players in the NHL only added to that stress.
You would have to leave at times parts of yourself outside of the rink, purely because I'm not trying to give an opportunity for someone to see me in a negative light for something I cannot control. So if it helps me to not be looking this particular way when I come into the place of business, then that's something I'm going to have to concede. That's unfortunate, and I'm certainly trying to change that in the role that I'm in now.
It's a role Mark Fraser helped create. He is the Director of Culture and Inclusion for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
To quote Brendan Shanahan, he said, you're kind of, you're building the plane while learning how to fly here.
Fraser works with players, the organization, and community to make hockey more inclusive.
There's no shortage of ways we can continue to try to strategize and serve the vast, diverse community that we have, because we all love hockey. A lot of us all enjoy the Maple Leafs brand, but we need to be able to organically and authentically speak to these communities in a non-performative manner. It might not be for decades until we feel that there's a real comfort of the place of where we're at. But, you know, someone's got to do it, I suppose.
TSN celebrates Black History Month.
Another incredible piece by Jermaine. Thank you for that. And also, no one better suited for that job now. Time enough, my favorite segment and yours, that we love sports today.
Why we love sports today.
And part of growing up means relying less on your parents. But that can be scary, especially if your partner does things like this.
I'm taking a video.
No video. You do a video?
Yeah, go.
This is my favorite trend on TikTok, by the way. Show me your emergency contact. Which brings me to our next video, because this girl is realizing in real time that she changed her emergency contact from her mom to a golden retriever. That is actually really wholesome and great cardio. That's it for me today. We'll see you back tomorrow, 3 Eastern, no Pacific. I hope if you have a holiday today, you're enjoying it.